Alright, Scoogie. Hello and welcome.
Mhm. Should I start?
Yes, please.
Okay, so for me, comparative is when the linguistic tools that you use to compare two things or two situations. And superlative is comparing two things, but one of them is superior to the other, or one of them is inferior to the other. So the linguistic tools used in that, maybe the terms and words used. That's all I know about it.
That's great. Thank you very much. Do you want to add anything else? Okay, you went out. Okay, perfect. Yeah, actually, he's alright. He's correct. That was actually the most important part of this grammar. But I think another part which is very important is the spelling part. Like for example, when you should use more, when you should use, for example, the suffix er, or in superlatives when you should use, for example, est or the most, or even for some spellings, like for example, for big with double the final letter, and we add er, but and other things and other as well. Comparative between two superlative one compared to a group. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, that's perfect. Now let's head over to the share screen and let's do it together. So, what are comparatives? Comparatives are adjectives or adverbs. That's the point. It's not just about adjectives. You can also use them with adverbs, expressing a higher degree of equality or characteristic. For example, bigger is a comparative form of big, and more quickly, not quicklier, more quickly is the comparative form of quickly as an adverb. So that's for comparatives. But why do we use comparatives? So comparatives are used to compare, as we say comparative, it means they're used to compare two things, as some of our friends said, and express which one between those two things has a higher degree of equality or characteristic. In other words, if you want to say, you could say like we use it when we want to compare something or someone with something or someone else. That's the very basic explanation. For example, you want to compare this person with this person. You say, for example, Jack is, I don't know, taller. Let's say taller than David, for example. You're comparing Jack and David, for example, about their height as well. So, comparative superlative types. So it's really important, especially for the spelling part and other parts. We have some types and comparatives and superlatives, both of them. We have monosyllable adjectives. Mono means one syllable adjectives. Another type is multi-syllable adjectives, means those who have more than one syllables, and we have irregular adjectives. As usual, we have irregular things. Like, for example, we have irregular verbs. For example, when we say you speak, there are no rules that how it became spoke and then spoken. So this is irregular, but when we say work, we say worked. That's regular. So comparatives, monosyllable adjectives. Let's talk about them. It means they have only one syllable. Let me also check the chat in case you have questions. Feel free to ask. Yes. Okay, so for example, hot, big, ugly, fast, cold, small, short, tall. These are monosyllable adjectives. It means they have only one syllable. Say hot, big. But imagine, for example, important. Say M, like important, or beautiful. These are not monosyllable. So these are multisyllable. But hot, big, ugly, cold, short, and others are actually monosyllable. So in order to use comparatives with monosyllable, and also let me tell you something. There are two ways we can write them. We can either say monosyllable with like a dash or just monosyllable alone. That's okay. It actually depends on your writing style. It's not like a mistake or something. So with monosyllable adjectives, we add the suffix er in general, but we have some spelling rules. Before we head over there, do you know any other monosyllable adjectives? If you know, write some of them in the chat. Write some monosyllable adjectives in the chat and let's see. Let's test your vocabulary. Boss says good day. Good day. So no ideas. We have 44 students. Let's see if anyone knows. Slow. More. Nice. Okay. Fast. Yeah, slow. Learn said hard. Good. Strong. Fly. So fly is a verb. Agricio. Agricio gr. Jr. Fly is a verb. Say, for example, I fly, he flies, he flew. Dumb, loud, rich, hard, we said, sad, mad, wet, good. Strike, anything else? Poor, very good. Worm, pale. Okay, that's good, Thank you, everybody. Several people are typing. Okay, let's wait for them as well. Strong, yeah, it's good. Our pleasure, yeah, thank you, boss. So, okay, yes, that was really good, impressive. So, let's talk about the spelling rules, shall we? It says if the adjective ends in a consonant, vowel, consonant. Let's say like that. First, what are vowel sounds? Can you guys please tell me, everybody in the chat, what are vowel sounds? Please just type it, Sahel. Please just type it because it's a chat-based class. It's better you just type it down. E-A-I-O-U. Okay. E-O-U-I. What about A? Rana. You have two A's in your name. You have two vowel letters in your name. What is the A? Yeah, exactly. A-E-I-O-U. Okay, good. What about U? Mash. What about the letter U? You say A-E-O-I. Raise U. I think Mash is editing. So that's good, yeah. Vowel sound. Okay, so what's the difference between vowel letters and vowel sounds? This is my question now. What's the difference between vowel letters and vowel sounds? Is Y? No. Vi has like a V sound at the beginning. Vi. No, it's not a vowel. It's a consonant. It's a consonant letter. So yes, I was asking about vowel sounds versus vowel letters. There are some words, there are some vowel sounds that are not vowel letters. What do you mean? Can you be more specific? Elaborate, please. There are more vowel sounds compared to the vowel letters. Okay, like what, for example? We got any sound start with a sound. Any sound start with a sound. What do you mean, Yusuf? Any sound start with a sound. Could you elaborate, please? So, okay, vowel sounds can be made of combination of two vowel letters. No, I know. For example, let me write something here. University. Comparing university and umbrella. Okay? Both of them have U at the beginning. University and umbrella. So which one? So we have vowel letters. But which one is the vowel sound? Which one has the vowel sound? A sound, for example, when you say eat or pet, both have the vowel letter E, but pronounced differently. Yeah, okay. At this point of view, yes. A university and an umbrella. Very good. Exactly. That's the point. Many students, I don't know why, unfortunately they say like an university. I said why? I said we have U. Yes, U is a vowel letter. You should double check whether or not it's a vowel sound as well. So, okay, that's good. Yes, okay. So, let's come back to this share screen. So I want to say like this. So, let's say consonants, let's show them with squares, for example, and vowels, we show them with triangle. It says in English, if you see this pattern, if you see this pattern, consonant, vowel, consonant, I mean, the last three letters of your word. For example, in adjectives, let's say first, it says if you have a monosyllable adjective and it has this pattern, so what do? You duplicate the final consonant letter. For example, this here we have big, we have G. We double the G and we have an ER, like bigger, bigger. Or for example, hot, we say hotter, or British we say hotter. And you should emphasize on this double letters as well. Like we don't say bigger, say bigger. Like the G is like has some emphasis. Bigger, hotter. Especially in British we say hotter. This T is really like shining, and we can see the emphasis. So like wet, wetter, and thin, thinner, or any other things that we have in English. So this is for adjectives. What about verbs? Let me ask you guys something like this. Let's say we have study, the verb, and play. Okay? I say I study, I play. Now I want to say she. What should I do? Could you please write it? I want the dictation. I want the spelling part. She what? You tell me. For study, how do you write it? She plays. She studied and she plays. She studies. Good, good. She studies. Hello, Leon Cornwell. Welcome. Exactly an hour. Yes, because the sound is closer to Yeah. No. Here, Mr. Cheesy. This one, the H is actually a silent letter. We don't say hour. Say hour. The H is like silent. Like for example, in knife, we don't say knife, even though there is a K. It's like silent. So it's because of that. So actually it starts with like hour. So we say like that. Okay, yeah, good, very good. I can't hear anything. Rejoin. Let me type for him. Rejoin. I see. It's okay now. Very good. It's a different point of view. Yeah, so that's the point. I want to say like, we change it here. We say she studies, but we say she plays. Again, in English, this word, let me also write it Y as well. It says if you have this pattern, let's check. For example, here we have consonant, so this would be like that. And in this case, it would be like that. It said if you have this pattern, don't change anything and just add an S. But if this pattern is not actually in your, for example, word, verb, what you should do, you should remove this. Instead of that, use I and E, then add your S. Okay? So I'm going to say like, this pattern is very, very important and useful in English. Consonant, vowel, consonant. You see that in many grammar topics as well. Like as we mentioned in two very important, most important grammar topics. So try to memorize this pattern. Okay. So this was for with this pattern. Next one says if the adjective ends in a consonant plus Y. For example, silly, lucky, happy, lazy. It says change Y to I, like it would be like silly, then add ER. Sillier, lucky, luckier, happy, happier, and lazy, lazier. And if the adjective ends in E, only add R. You already have an E. You don't need to write like, for example, larger. It would be largier. No, it's not needed. Just add an R. Okay? For example, larger, politer, braver, nicer, and so on. But, and therefore, just add ER when none of the situations above exist. For example, long. It doesn't have the pattern. It doesn't end in E. It doesn't have Y. What do? We just add an ER. Long, longer. Fast, faster. Short, shorter. Tall, taller. and so on. So adjectives, okay, that was for monosyllable, but adjective with more than one syllable, all known as multisyllable. But let me check the chat if you have any questions. Isn't it A2? A2, yeah. No, it's not A2. The grammar topic we can say like B1. Thank you very much, X. Yeah, great. So I was saying, multisyllable adjectives in general, we add the determiner more before your multisyllable adjective. It's pretty simple. Beautiful, more beautiful. Expensive, more expensive. Intelligent, more intelligent. Important, more important. But let me ask you something. Let me change my color first. Bigger or more big? Can we use, let me ask like this. Can we use this? For example, his house is bigger or his house is more big or both. Which one? Do you think we can use more big as well? Or that's wrong? No, let's talk about, not talk about better things. Generally, do you think it's okay or not? Great teacher, I have everything. Thank you very much, Monoroll. Thank you. What are regular and irregular adjectives? We will talk about that, boss. And the next section, we're gonna talk about that. So bigger, bigger, bigger. That's still currently incorrect. Which one? When can I get the materials? On my website. I will send the link at the end of the class. You can download not just this, but also all other PDFs I have for free on my website. I will send the website link at the end of the class. So make sure to stay until the end. We have like 40 minutes. So bigger. No, bigger. It's ill-worded. Better, bigger is better. We can use more big. Good. It's less correct. What do you mean less correct? What does it mean less correct? Not okay. Is it mat or is must or is it my device? No, it's more. I wrote more. So can we use adjective like these without than? No, than is something else. We'll talk about than after that. Than is like let me say like that. Is like by agent in passive. In the passive voice is like by agent. We will talk about it. More big isn't entirely wrong, but not entirely right either. So what do you mean? Not wrong, not correct. So what is it? Thank you, Nimafar. You're welcome. Don't mind me. But does anybody know how to see the screen on full screen? I think you should double click. That's what I think. Bigger, more big. So which one? We have two different opinions. So let me tell you guys. Let me tell you. This is wrong. If you can say bigger and more big, and both of them are correct, why do you need to remember and learn all these rules? Why? We have rules to make them specific. So we cannot say more big. And we cannot say beautifuler, expensiver, intelligenter. I mean the other side. No. Monosyllable, you said like bigger, shorter, longer, smaller. Multisyllable, you use more big, more important, more expensive. And it's not like, for example, say in sense of grammar or not. Generally, that's wrong. More big is wrong. Okay? Now let's talk about irregular comparatives. Because it's only, yes, exactly. Her mouth is bigger than, more big is wrong. Exactly. Alright, let's, irregular comparatives. They do not follow the rules we've discussed so far. Therefore, you have to memorize their forms. It's exactly like irregular verbs. For example, speak, spoke, go, went. How? We don't know. There are no rules. Just memorize it. But work, worked. Ask, asked. I don't know. Jump, jumped. That's pretty simple. We just add an ER, an ED. But in irregular verbs, for example, it completely gets changed. So we cannot memorize it. So therefore, it's like that. Good becomes better, not gooder, not more good. Good, better. Bad, worse. Far, farther and further. Well, better. Uh-huh. I have a question. What's the difference? Farther? This is farther, this is further. What's the difference? So adding ER, R, or IR is exclusive to exactly. For multi-syllable adjectives, you just add more. Very good. Two-syllable words use E or EST is for uh, superlatives. Yeah, some question I was going to ask. British and American, are you sure about that? Mash or mosh? Which one? There is a saying, the moorer the merrier. Yeah, Wyville is better and good is better. Well and good are somehow the same at some point. If you check that, it's like let's say the more 1 0 further is a comparative thing. No, both of them are comparative. Uh, Further means distance. Yeah, very good. Hasty. Further means distance. Yeah. No, both of them are adjectives. Further. Is for distance. Yeah, very good. Further is for distance. What about further? With you. Is for time. Definition. So, like further one. Furthermore, exactly. Very good. Let's say like that. Further. So, first of all, farther is for distance. For example, my house is farther than yours. For example, to the company, like distance. But not exclusively for time. We can say like further is anything except distance. For example, you say dating your boss is further than what you can imagine. It means beyond. Or, I don't know, furthermore. Or in further classes, in further situations, in like further events, we say. So it's mostly like everything expects distance. If you're going to talk about distance, say with farther. If you're talking about anything expects that, say with like further. Further with you, further with a. So, well, better. But now, let's talk about superlatives. Also, let me mention two things here. As usual, I have prepared like more than 40 exercises to do it together. At the class, we will do it together. So make sure to stay until the end of the class. And at the end of the class, I will send my website link so you can go there and download all PDFs, not just this. All PDF there. So yeah, I was just saying for those who've just come that we are gonna do exercises together as well. It's not just like teach you, you go home. No, we will do as well. That's helpful. Yeah, little become less. Okay. All right. Superlatives. A superlative adjective compares, as our friend said, one thing, one person, or one place to all the others in the same group. Superlative is like that. You have this guy, you're comparing him with many people, a group. This is superlative. Comparative is like you compare this person with this person. Like versus, you compare. So, we use superlatives when we want to compare a thing or person among a group of them. Okay? We use the. We have to use this. Actually, one student asked me, is it optional we use the? For example, is it optional to say the best or best? The most beautiful or most beautiful? Well, you should use the before that. And we add the suffix est in general, but still we have the same, let me say it like that, we have the same rules. In monosyllable, again, if the adjective ends in consonant, vowel, consonant, double the final consonant as usual. Instead of er, say est. Est is a suffix for superlatives. Er is a suffix for comparatives. Big, the biggest. Hot, the hottest. Wet, the wettest. Like thin, the thinnest, and so on. And if the adjective ends with a consonant plus y, again, change it to I and then add your est. Dry, the driest. Happy, the happiest. Or silly, the silliest. And if your adjective ends in e, well, you just need to add est. Large, the largest. Nice, the nicest. Brave, the bravest. And so on. Uh, and we add, generally we add, give me a minute please. Generally, we add est when none of the situations above exist. Short, the shortest. Tall, the tallest. Small, the smallest. And so on. So actually, the rules are the same. Instead of er for comparatives, you use est and the for superlative. It's pretty simple. Let me check the chat if you have any questions. Less for comparatives. Yes. Yes. We will talk about less and least. Just wait a minute, step by step. Jack is the tallest person in the group. Very good. Next example. Cool. The silliest mistakes are made most often on this topic. Okay. Multisyllable again. When we have a multisyllable that doesn't end in y, actually because it ends in y, the rules applies for monosyllable. That's fine. So we can form its corresponding superlative by using the terminator most and the. So means beautiful, the most beautiful. Wonderful, the most wonderful. Important, the most important. Intelligent, the most intelligent. And let me say like this. Okay, if we have 5 things, let me write, like, for example, here we have 5 tasks. Let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, or let's say 5. Okay, please tell me, please help me. We want to talk about this one. It's like this. Okay, what do we say for this? We say, let's say with important. Please write it with important. Do we say more important, the most important, important there? Please tell me. Like the 5 is like the highest, the most important. Very good. Why shortest, not shortest? Okay, check if short has this pattern. Consonant, vowel, consonant. No, we have ORT, means vowel, consonant, consonant. So we don't double. We don't double it. Okay, so the most important, most important, most important. Very good. Very good. So let me say like the most. Now you want to say that number 3 is blank than number 2. Number 3 is blank than number 2. What do you say with important? Which one do you say? Is more important. Very good. More important. Exactly. More important. Perfect. Now you want to say number 3 again is blah blah than number 4. Number 3 is than number 4. What do you say? More important? I don't know. For the next one. Number 3 is blank, 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 blank than number 4. What is the difference between the most important and most important? We don't have a most important, okay? Normally we say the most important. We have to use that there, okay? We have to use there. In some cases, we can say most importantly. Most importantly, you say like an adverb, and that's something else. Generally, we say the most important. Number 3 is less important. Less important. Very good. Very good. So is less important. What about number 1? What is it? What is number 1? Number 5 is the most important. Number 1 is the least. I like that. I like that. The least. Make sure you use the buts. The least important. The least important. Very good. Very good. The least. Perfect. So that's great. Now let's head over to irregular superlative. We talked about irregular comparative. We said that we cannot, we don't have any rules for them and we have to memorize them. Right. It goes the same for superlative as well. Good, better, the best. bad, worse, the worst. Well, worse, well, better, the best, and far, the farthest, and the furthest. Now, let me ask you a question. Check the chat. Check the chat. How do you pronounce this? For example, compare this one. Let me send it. How do you pronounce de? How do you pronounce de in this case? The. It is pronounced as the. No, okay, no. What de? Is it de? The evening, the book, the book, the book. Very good. So, you know that when you have vowel sound, you say the. Yes, okay. But I have this question. Is it correct to say this is the best pizza I've ever had? Let me also type it as well. This is the best pizza I have ever had. Please tell me. I'll also type it for you. This is, so how do you pronounce it? First tell me. So, is it correct? This is the best pizza I have ever had. Someone says yes. Okay, colors. Why? You said yes. Why? I want an answer. I want a reason. Many people said no. Many want, so, okay, so Skuggy, can we say the best or not? The best pizza, that's not British. Yes, to emphasize. Thank you. I like that. Let me react something like. Let me salute for you. Very good. To emphasize. When you wanna emphasize, you say the best. For example, you are the most beautiful girl in the world. Maybe you're not actually. I mean, it's not possible. But I'm trying to emphasize that. I'm trying to exaggerate sometimes. That's say, for example, about your beauty. But for this pizza, it's still I'm exaggerating that. I'm saying like this is the best pizza. For example, your mom cooked it and you want to say thank you like that and say, Mom, this was the best pizza. It's like you somehow, not somehow, exactly you exaggerate and you try to emphasize on that. Or others, on reverse, you say that was the worst class I've ever had. Or that was the best class I've had. Or that was the many things. I think it's the, if it were the evening. Yeah, the evening. Exactly. No, that's something else. We talked about that. The evening. The American English file, for example. The Americans. Other things. I'm talking about the after words which start with consonants. Like pizza, like book, like class. I get it now. Perfect. This is one of the best pizza. This is one of the best pizza I've ever had. Well, yes, grammatically is correct. This is one of the best pizza. This is one of the best pizza I've ever had. That's correct, but I don't think it has it has enough impression. Like when you say the, for example, for here the best, you're trying to emphasize. No, pizzas no. You're trying to emphasize. You're trying to exaggerate, right? You're trying to exaggerate. You can exaggerate on the other side, and in the meantime, you say like this is one of the best. This is one of the best. It doesn't make sense because you're exaggerating about its superlative things. But you can say Violet is the best, it's one of the best. It doesn't make sense, okay? But grammatically, that's fine. And the is not something about grammar, it's something about pronunciation and fluency. Anyways, okay, you said it's just to emphasize. So the same rule applies with least words like the worst. Exactly. It's not always the best. the worst, the best, the most beautiful girl, the, I don't know, like the fastest car, the most powerful car, whatever. Okay, generally the plus a word which has actually a consonant letter at the beginning. The no ugliest is pretty simple. It's basic. Whether or not you have to say the ugliest. I'm talking about those who have, who have a consonant letter at the beginning. Yeah, very good. Okay, forgot. Sure. Let's continue now. Advanced tips for advanced learners. Very good. Then, let's talk about then. It's a preposition that is used to introduce the second. Let me say it like that. It's to introduce the second. Like I'm trying to emphasize that you pay more attention. The second part of a comparison. Jack is taller than David. On the other hand, David is shorter than Jack. This course is more expensive than the other one, and the math exam was more difficult than the chemistry exam. Less. Do you remember at the beginning, we talked about, we said, here, comparative, we said expressing a higher degree of equality, and in superlatives, we said the highest, actually the highest quality, degree of quality. But now we say less is to show a lower, higher, lower. A lower degree means the opposite of more. Like Ted is searching for a less demanding career. I'm looking for a less expensive laptop. And least, let's say the least, is like for the lowest level of equality and characteristic. He's my least favorite person. This card is the least expensive one in this catalog. We have some expansions. Before that, he's my least favorite person. Okay, I want to say something. How do you say in English? How do you say about things that you don't like? For example, you hate tea. For example, you hate tea. How do you say that? Or you hate dogs. Let's say you hate dogs. How do you say it in English? I mean, different ways. I'm gonna tell you actually an idiom, we can say. One, G, ugliest. Yeah, ugliest. Typo, yeah. I tend to make, yeah. Dislike, hate, do not like. Okay. Good. What about the others? Tea is my least favorite drink. Yeah, good. I made the mistake myself, but when I prove, yeah. Let me just tell you, then I use with comparison, and then it's used with time, of course. I don't like tea, for real, for real. Dogs are the most everyone creatives. No, it's not like that. What about that? What about this? I'm not into tea. That's good as well. What about this? Pet peeve. Tea is my pet peeve. For example, dogs are my pet peeves. Or for example, dogs are one of my pet peeves. Pet peeve. I was talking about pet peeve. Pet peeve means something that you don't like. Something that you hate is the opposite of your favorite. The least favorite. I don't like coffee. For example, coffee is my pet peeve, for example. You're welcome, caller. So it's also good for saying like pet peeves. It bothers me. Exactly, it bothers me. I can't stand on it. I'm not interested in it. It's the opposite of interesting and favorite. Math is my pet peeve. Very good. I like coffee rather than tea. Yes, good. All right, that's good. Let's continue now. Exceptions. Very good. Exceptions. Sometimes we have some exceptions. For example, imagine the word shy. SHY. The comparative form of shy. Well, you probably guess that is shyer with IER. Shyer. But no. It's shyer with an ER and you keep that Y. We don't know. That's an exception. So we have exceptions in English. That's one of them. And we use more before adverbs to make them comparative. He speaks more fluently than I do. He drives more, I don't know, like more fast than I do. We use the most before adverbs. For example, she sings the most beautifully out of all the contestants, and so on. We have some examples. You can find all these examples on my website. We have some advanced examples with bold, I mean in bold, and so on. Now, let me send you my exercise. Let's do the exercise together. So, do I say he's shyer or more shy? No, shyer. We're talking about the dictation. Colors. We're talking about dictation. Shyer with Y, not more shy. Shy is monosyllable. Shy. Let me send the exercise together. Let's just start with comparatives. Let me send it. Wait. I will send 2 by 2. 8. Forget numbers because it's not in order. So it was blank than they had dreamed. Send your answers, please. Many answers. Oh, Asia face to face. More wonderful. Can you send the PDF of this book on my website? This PDF on my website. Islam is easy. At the end of the class, I will send my website link so you can go there and download all PDFs. Not just this, all PDFs. It was more wonderful. So, more serious, more. Oh, yeah, that was good. So, next one. More serious. Okay. This one. Let's continue. 4. It's much than this sitting. And it's than yours. And let me tell you, we can use like possessive pronoun like yours, mine, ours, instead of my something, your something. And we can use much to like emphasize. More satisfactory and more comfortable. Do not say comfortable. Do not say comfortable. Say comfortable. More or less. So more or less, which one? Or actually, it depends on the situation. It's less comfortable than yours. It's more. Yeah, it depends on the situation. Less wonderful, less serious. Work so exactly. It depends on your scenario. Okay, it depends on your situation and scenario. But grammatically, of course. Comfier. Good. Okay, let's continue. Let me try to send more. Okay, here. Number 13. Okay, 4 more fiber. Okay. The case was, and it was. More interesting, worse. More worse. The case was less interesting. Of course, that's fine. More interesting, worse. It was worse than he had thought. Good. Okay, before I send other examples, I want you guys, everybody, every 44 student in this class, to make your own sentences. Superlatives, comparatives, whatever you want, doesn't matter. Just try to make your own sentences. I want you to be creative. You can have some funny examples, you can make some serious examples, some whatever. Just make some examples. Make some examples and send it in the chat. I want to see how you learn that and how you can do it by yourself. Filling the blanks is pretty easy. She's smarter than me. Let me say this. She's smarter than I am. You can also say like this. She's smarter than I am, or she's smarter than me. My car is more expensive than his car. Again, you can say my car is more expensive than his. His, like, your is possessive. Like, my car is more expensive than yours, hers, his, and so on. This class is worthier for any time. Thank you. Actually, since you're not comparing, you're actually talking about superlatives. Like, you can say this class is the worthiest for my time, or is worth. It's better to say is for example is worth watching or something like that. Me is more correct. No, it's not about more correct. And let me tell you something, Leon Cromwell. We don't have such thing. Like, we don't have more correct, less correct. In English, it doesn't matter. It's like 0 and 100. Whether it's correct or it's either is correct or incorrect. We don't have more correct. And saying, for example, she's smarter than I am is correct as well. She's smarter than me is correct as well. He is the blank in his group. That's not superlative. He is a something in his group. The man traveled farther than he expected. Very good. Nowadays, she's doing better. He is shorter than me. Very good. I think I'll read further on this topic. My laptop is less expensive than yours. Very good. It means than your laptop. Pretty good. Very good. My dress is the most expensive item in my closet. Very good. Instead of item, it's better to say clothes, for example. It's much better. But generally, yes. You are much better than me in English. Mr. Nima is the best teacher ever. Thank you very much. I'll put that on my website, Queen. Thank you. Thank you. So, see someone happy makes me feel more happy. More happier? No, we don't have more happier. So, seeing someone happy makes me feel happier. I least expected to see her there. That doesn't seem correct. The least expected. I didn't expect to see her there. It's much better. Want to do a website at the end of the class? Just wait, Kaizek. At the end of the class, I will send a link. Don't worry. You are the most amazing teacher in the server. Thank you very much. I'll put it on my website as well. She's the most intelligent woman in the world. Yeah, of course. Peanut butter makes me happier than green beans. Yeah. Andrew Tate. This person is a bit of a traditional man. He's the most exaggerated man I've ever met. Okay. Can you respond to Derek? Of course, yeah, at the end of the class. After the class, I will answer all direct messages. Right now, I have like 4 new direct messages. Because it's over. The sharing part is over. The teaching part is over. Now we have the interactive class. I made it interactive. So if we are talking, there is nothing I show you. I showed everything. Top G, He's the most man that police wanted. He's the most wanted. It's better. He's the most wanted. What? She's the most elegant girl. Okay, that's good. Perfect. Let me send some superlatives, and then I can talk about the website and send the link. Okay. Okay, there you go. Mr. Nima explains this topic more clearly than any teacher in the world. Are you sure about that? Thank you. Thank you for the reactions. Thank you. I like that. Thank you very much. Mush. Is it mush or mash? I think it's like mash. I don't know. But generally, thank you. Thank you very much. And those 7 people who reacted. Right. Greatest. Aha. Is it necessary to use... Where is it? I didn't say that. Is it necessary to use comparative words when only comparing two things? Like, can't we say, like, it's better for me if I work harder now? Yes, of course, of course. It's better for me. You're comparing yourself, like, a situation of yourself with another, for example, situation of yourself. You're comparing two parts of your, for example, situations or body, whatever. There are two compare. Yeah. So greatest, most important. Next one, he asked the most important ones first. Very good. The English had the blank for the inaction. The largest. Very good. Yes, I'm sure. Thank you. No. I didn't say are you sure. I said, is it mash or mosh? That your name. Is it pronounced mosh or is it pronounced mash? Greatest, most, greatest along learners here. Buzz is seasoned with most knowledge and grammar. Yeah, Buzz. Yeah, it's really he or yeah, I think. He's doing great. Greatest, most, largest, most. Okay. Very good. Great. The greatest, most important. Marshall. Okay, great. All right. Let me send some others for the just to wrap it up. Or no. Better think. Please make some superlative sentences and then we can just end it. Please make some superlative sentences. We talked about comparatives. Now please write your own superlative sentence. Only superlatives. Don't write comparative anymore. Superlatives. Well, we cannot say like that. I mean, we should respect our ideologies, but as a sentence, that's correct. Feminists or no. Let's not talk about something like that. It's been the hardest exam I did. It was the hardest exam I took. Is better. I'm the most powerful woman. Perfect, Ghazal. Perfect. I'm the greatest artist of all time. Cool. Is it real or you're just making sentences? Like if you're an artist, what kind of art do you do? Like musician, painter, what? You're the most beautiful girl. The biggest chunk of my time is spent on learning grammar nowadays. That's great. The sentence that's correct. The cow is oldest. Is the oldest. The cow is the oldest. Don't forget the. That movie was the most immersive I had seen. I was glued to my seat the entire time. Yeah. Very good. Give me more rational. Feminist? No, you're talking generally. I don't want to talk about this, but you're making me okay. You should talk about it generally. Feminist is only one. Feminists are like the group of them. So if you want to say anything about them, you should make sure it's plural. My brother is the most annoying kid in the whole world. Yeah, everyone says that. I can make it real. Do you better right here? You right? Okay, perfect colors. He got the highest marks or more mark in his class. He is the greatest poet of all times. What a coincidence! Me too. Nice. For me, apples are. Apples is plural. Tastiest, yeah. The most tastiest, not the most tasty. The strongest, no need for most. I'm the most and strongest. No, when you say you're strongest, you don't need, when you say EST, you don't need to have most. Strong is monosyllable. Stronger is strongest. The strongest, the strongest. Okay, okay, everybody, that was really good. That was really good. Thank you for joining, and it's perfect. And I see 44 students are still at the class. I want to hear the coolest sentence ever. Well, we not the coolest. I don't want to say that. Okay, so never mind. All right. I was talking about the feminist one, but that's not the coolest. So never mind. Okay, everybody. Many students, many people, they were asking about my website. Like, sir, when is your website published? When you publish that, or where can we get those PDFs? That is the most interesting. Tomorrow I have an exam and it's been described as possibly the most challenging one. Thank you. That was the chilliest class. Thank you. How can I join your next class? Well, my public classes are completely free. You can just join weekly on Fridays at the same time. I have actually grammar classes. Where can I see a schedule? Even stable. If you the first channel of this server, if you're on like PC or something, under server guide you can see 24 events. You can find my classes there. It's only on Fridays. What is the this book you ever read? I don't know, like 300 pages, something like that. So never mind. I was talking about the website. I will send the website link. Maybe you expect some bugs. First of all, expect some bugs, and it's made with WordPress. I don't know. Some people like from Indonesia, they don't have access. They can't have access. WordPress blocked them. I don't know. If you see that this website is not opening or doesn't open, try using a VPN because it works. And I tried, like many students, I sent them in advance to like have some beta testing, and they say yes, it works. So here's the link: www.englishwithnimafar.com. Okay. Wait. Englishwithnimafar.com. That's the website link. Or better, HTTPS. Let me say. Try this. This one is better. This one you can just click on it. Let me also click as well. Yes, you can see that. I will also change the banner. Ignore the banner. I would just put something else. Yes, you can head over to the PDFs page, and you can see all PDFs. I think superlatives. Yeah, you can see superlatives and comparatives. Well, yeah, you can find 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 free PDFs there. And so yeah, enjoy that. It's much with WordPress. Yeah, it's WordPress, of course. I paid a guy who actually for that. Maybe hosting provider blocked Windows. Yes, actually I said that. It's. I mean, I didn't do that at least. It's about WordPress. You can just use a VPN or something like that. Thank you, Nima. You're welcome. Thank you. You're welcome. Nima, you're the smartest. Thank you. Thank you very much. And thanks for sharing. You're welcome. I have the same problem too. Yes, try VPN because I said some people from Indonesia or like other places, they said we have problems. Well, it's WordPress. You can just use VPN or some DNS changer. You can change your DNS or whatever. So thank you, everybody. The class is technically over. We've been learning, not teaching. We've been learning English together because I learned from you guys as well. Not just English, but I mean, teaching. Let me tell you something. Teaching is not that I just teach you a grammar topic. Sometimes you guys can teach, not just me, I mean generally teachers, something about their, for example, their lifestyle, their life. Like, it's not always grammar. So thank you very much for joining, and I'm so happy that we have 43 students at the last minute of the class, and that's perfect. So if you have any question, thank you guys, Leonardo, Squiggy, Vilo, and many other people. If you have any questions about anything, feel free to send me a direct message, and I will. When you have your next class next week at the same time, I have weekly classes here. My free public classes are weekly, once a week. Fridays at the same time. Thank you very much. You can also find this video. I mean, right now, I've been recording the whole class. Tomorrow I will upload it on YouTube, and you can have it on YouTube for free or anything else. Waiting. Thank you. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Enjoy your life. Have a good night, day, evening, afternoon, whatever. And goodbye.